Welcome everyone, I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and now that all of the film has been watched and all of the grades are in, it's time for the FBGP Scouting NFL Draft Prospect Preview presented by Crossover. Before we get started with our rankings, here's how we gather our grades and what they actually mean. First, we watch a minimum of 3 full games on a prospect, his best game, his worst game, and the best possible matchup. And second, we grade on 15 key points specific to the position to equal 100 points in total. Now here's what the grades you'll see by a prospect name will actually mean. Prospects that have earned grades in the 90s graded out as potential future NFL All-Pros. Prospects in the 80s are considered future Pro Bowl players. Grades in the 70s represent solid NFL starters, and grades in the 60s are players that we believe are spot starters or situational starters in the NFL. And if you notice, we don't use the word reserve or backup because we personally feel as though there's no such thing as backups in the NFL, only starters in waiting. So without further ado, let's kick off our rankings by taking a look at our top 10. Breaking down our tight end H-back prospects, and there's a good crop of talented options in this year's draft class. Evan Ingram out of Ole Miss is our #1 prospect in this department. He's an excellent prospect who is coming off a good career at Ole Miss, excellent Senior Bowl week and NFL Scouting Combine where he ran in the 4.4s. His game is a cross between Aaron Hernandez and Trey Burton. He's your ideal H-back with more than enough versatility and athleticism to hold his own as even an F inside wide receiver. I also like how he shows the effort and want to in the blocking department. Billy Brown of Shepherd was a wide receiver in college, and I think he'll be an ideal H-back in the NFL. Our senior draft analyst Chris James mentioned how Brown reminded him so much of Jordan Reed of the Washington Redskins when we were down at the East-West Shrine game, and I completely agree with Chris in that assessment. He's a physical, big-bodied target that has proven he can win inside or out, and while he may not have the burst that Reed does, he wins in a lot of the same ways as Reed. He's a terrific prospect. Jonnu Smith of Florida International plays a lot like Delaney Walker. Very versatile talent that's able to play fullback, flex, and also H-back. He was a steady performer throughout the course of his career. And you can understand why Harvard is considered H-back U with the talent at the position that they put into the NFL over the seasons. Cameron Brate, Ben Braunecker, Kyle Juszczyk, and now Anthony Ferkser, the 6'2", 230-pound prospect, has tremendous burst into his routes and out of his breaks. He'll be a big-time mismatch against most linebackers that he'll face in the NFL. Buck Cowan of Idaho is a technically sound blocker, and at times he'll duck his head, but he shows the ability to recover quickly and keeps his feet moving constantly through his blocks. His hands stay perfect and inside once engaged with the defender. Blake Jarwin of Oklahoma State's blocking is as good as well. He's solid on double teams and reach blocks. He's coming off a solid week of work at the East-West Shrine game also. Faison Odom out of Fordham at 6'8", 245 had a ton of buzz coming into the season and has sort of quieted down a little bit, but he's still a very good prospect in my opinion. I like how he steadily made improvements in the blocking department over last season. Leverage is going to be his ongoing battle. He has to find a way to play with better leverage as he moves forward. He has very good receiving skills and can be a matchup problem over the middle of the field and inside the red zone. Keep an eye on Anthony Kokwa of Lake Erie, a Division II program. He has very good functional strength and competes hard in the blocking department. He also long snaps as well, which only increases his chances of sticking in the National Football League. He played all across the field for Lake Erie, inline, flex, in addition to his H-back duties. Ethan Carter out of Nebraska at 6'3", 234 dealt with a lot of injuries throughout the course of his Cornhusker career. So as he moves forward into the NFL, if he's able to put those injuries behind him, I think he can be an ideal H-back within an offense. He's very solid at the point of attack and shows the outstanding natural receiving skills that you want at the position. Tyrone Swoops is an intriguing name to keep an eye on. This is purely an athletic projection because he spent his entire Texas Longhorn career as a quarterback. He went to the College Gridiron Showcase as an H-back, but still has a long way to go. At least initially, he can serve as a wildcat quarterback or goal line QB until he develops more as an H-back. Ryan Owens of Wagner has good all-around skills. He's an above-average athlete that shows fluidity in space. He's able to get in and out of his cuts with ease. He's spent time attached, flex, and also in the backfield for Wagner. He's a very impressive fifth-year prospect and exactly what you want at the position. I think he's a sleeper, and I can also see him being utilized as a fullback in an offense. The biggest area of improvement within his game would be his route running and consistency in blocking. Mike Estes of Gardner-Webb was a highly productive prospect in a run-oriented offensive attack. He shows very good ability over the middle of the field and also down the seam. I think he's a better position blocker than base blocker. His receiving skills make him a viable number 2 option in a passing game, and his route running is above average and does a great job of setting up the defender before making a cut to get open. And from reports, he was good all week long this January at the NFLPA game. So that's a wrap for our 2017 FBGP Scouting Draft Prospect Preview presented by Crossover. To see more of our individual scouting reports, follow us on Twitter at FBGP Scouting and bookmark the page, footballgameplan.com/FBGP Scouting. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan, where you can get all of our scouting videos, mock drafts, pro day videos, and interviews with NFL draft prospects. And one more thing, subscribe to us on iTunes under Football Game Plan Podcast.